Okay, so we all know that Mukuku, Rhys I, and Musiala are some of the best Wonder Kids in the game, right? But in today's video, we're going to be showing you the top 10 attacking midfield centre Wonder Kids that you might not have heard of. Is that even how you say his name, Musiala? I'm going to get killed in the comments for that, aren't I? First up, we've got Hamed Jr. Traore, right? And we've fast forwarded here for a good 10 years. Hamed Jr. Traore, therefore, is 31 years old here. He starts the game off at about 21 years of age, so maybe just about missing the Wonder Kid official status, but don't worry too much about that. You can pick him up for around 15 million quid at the start of the game. You can see here that he's an elite attacking midfielder, right? He's fast, he's determined, he's got good flair, he's great off the ball, good first touch and great technique, right? He's also capable of playing in that centre midfield position, and he doesn't look too lightweight, right? Because a lot of the times you'll find that these attacking midfield centre players, when you try to bring them back into the centre midfield, yes, they're good technically and they've got great vision, but in terms of strength and stamina and sometimes even determination, they just don't have what it takes to play that position. This guy, I think it's close, right? Strength 11, determination, you can see here is 16, stamina 12, so it's a close one. I mean, his passing and vision 14 and 15 is decent. That's where you would want him in the centre of the pitch. You could play him out wide as well, obviously. History wise, 7.1 is his average rating over the years, and he's played for Cologne, Sassuolo, Empoli. Is that how you say that? Empoli? Oh, my pronunciation is so bad. And he scores goals and gets assists. Charles Thekettering next, about 20 years old at the start of the game here in 2031. He is a little bit older, 10 years older, he's 30. But look how tall he is, right? 6'4". That is insane. And when you look at his flexibility in terms of positions as well, he really is a really different type of player than what we're used to finding here in FM. 6 foot tall, he can head the ball, he can obviously jump, his jumping reach here is 16. He's kind of like the next Marouane Fellaini, really, I would say. Left-footed, good technically, great vision, great off the ball, flair of 18 as well. See, he's 6'4" and he's got 18 flair. Madness. 7.6 average rating over the years. Double-digit goals in 2023 and 2024. In fact, he's a bit of a goal machine, to be fair, and he likes to get an assist as well. My scout tells me he's got a balanced to normal personality, is a fairly consistent performer, and has good balance and ability on the ball, as well as being a natural in a couple of positions. Now from 6'4", we go all the way down to 5'9". Will Alves is an attacking midfielder who is English and plays for Leicester. And in 10 years' time in this save, he's still playing for Leicester. He's got acceleration, agility, pace, and dribbling skills, which would lead you to think that he is a winger. But you can see when you look at his positions, centre midfield and attacking midfield are his favoured spots. Composure 15, vision 17 and technique 17. A really saucy little English player. Be interesting to see in real life if he does get into like the England fold, etc. Let me know what you think down below. 6.94 average rating over the years. Scores a couple of goals. I mean, he plays every single game for Leicester here, but he only gets a couple of goals and a couple of assists. In terms of scout reports, however, he enjoys big matches, possesses great pace, and is a natural in a couple of positions. Chucky Next, 17 years old at the start of the game. You'll pick him up for about £1 million, right? Left-footed, great first touch, great finishing ability, vision, teamwork, technique here in this save are all very, very good. History-wise, you can see he's got an average rating of 7.17 over the years, which is insane. Playing 30 games, 20 games, 19 games in 2023, 24 and 25 respectively. Scoring 15 goals in 2022 season with 18 assists. You can see the scout really, really rates this guy, right? He's a consistent performer. He enjoys big matches. And his first touch is key to making him an amazing technical player. Kubo next. He's got a Real Madrid kit on, so you might have heard of this guy, but I hadn't heard of him basically. So he's 20 years old at the start of the game. You could probably get him for about £10 million from Real Madrid. First touch, decisions, flair, and off the ball. He's an elite attacking midfielder here in 2031. With an average rating of 7.15 over the years, however, he doesn't hit double figures for goals from that attacking midfield position. Maybe he's been playing a little bit more centrally. You can see 12 assists there in 2026-27. And when we look at his scout reports, we can see he's a fairly consistent performer and relishes big matches. Kubo is elite. Next up, we got Miguel Monsalve, right? You'll pick him up from the start of the game for around £1 million again. And he's more of a traditional attacking midfield centre that we're used to seeing historically in Football Manager, right? He's got dribbling, first touch and passing, as well as technique and decisions, right? Decisions, I think, is really key in these attacking midfield positions. I talk about it all the time, but look at his strength and stamina as well. He definitely is a guy who I would personally consider bringing back into the centre midfield. But if you look at his positions and where the game says he's most comfortable, it is in attacking centre midfield and centre forward. He just doesn't have the finishing for me to be playing that centre forward role, but definitely bringing him back further in the pitch centrally would be one for me. Again, £1 million at the start of the game, so a very, very good investment. 6.95 his average rating has been here over the years. 14 goals in 2022 for Independiente Medellin in Colombia. And 4 assists. And then 10 goals for West Ham in 33 appearances in 2024. And he doesn't better that, although he does get like 8, 6, 7 goals a season consistently after that. His scout report's pretty good. He is a fairly consistent performer and he relishes big matches. Those are the two which we want. It's worth noting though that he is also fairly susceptible to injuries. That is not what we want. Isaac Babadenak, 16 years old at the start of the game, and pick him up for around £5 million. Normally, dribbling, first touch, pace, acceleration, off the ball, vision, work rate. This is what I'm talking about. He's an attacking midfielder according to the media here, but I would add the word elite in front of that for sure. I think he's a very, very good player. Looking into his history, you can see an average rating of 6.96. Doesn't hit double figures for goals or assists in any season, which is surprising to me. PSV, Roma, Chelsea and Lazio are the teams he played for. Another one to look out for in terms of injuries with this guy, fairly susceptible, my scout is telling me. He's fairly consistent in terms of his performances and possesses great pace as well as technical ability in abundance. £4 million will pick you up Lazar Smardich at the start of the game, but somewhere on £4 million. And please don't get me to pronounce that name again. Another really tall attacking midfield centre player, right? A kind of Jose Mourinho sign-in, I would say, because of that height. You could bring him back into that centre midfield role, and you can see here he's totally natural in that position. First touch, dribbling, passing and technique, however, give him the options to be playing a little bit further forward centrally. He's got vision, composure, anticipation, agility and balance, as well as pace, stamina, strength. He's got everything. Left-footed, and in terms of history, 7.09 average rating. Again, another player who doesn't hit double figures for goals. He does have 10 assists in 2022 though, and my scout tells me that he's a fairly consistent performer and is an ambitious individual, but fairly susceptible to injuries again. Anthony Malambo, another one in the £5 to £7 million range at the start of the game. He's an Italian 26-year-old cultured attacking midfielder here in 2031. In 2021, he's just a little whippersnapper, 16 years old, right? Develop him and you will see fruits of your labour like this. Passing, 16. Technique, 16. Long shots, 16. First touch, 14. Dribbling, 13. So for me, he gets let down a little bit in his dribbling and first touch, but he makes up for that with that juicy long shots of 16, right? That is the position that you want players taking long shots from, surely, the centre attacking midfield position. 17 decisions as well. It turns me on. I'm going to be honest with you. It turns me on a lot. 7.07 in terms of average rating over the years. and he plays every single game for Juventus here after he leaves Feyenoord, and for that matter, plays every single game for Feyenoord as well. 7 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 1 goal. Again, doesn't hit double figures. In fact, his goal and assist return is pretty poor, and you can see that the cons here from my scout do tell me that he is a fairly inconsistent performer, which is not what we want, right? But he does relish big matches. He's fluent in a few languages. He's adaptable when it comes to living in another country, and his ability to make the right decision, as we saw with his 17 out of 20 decision-making attribute, is one of the main reasons behind his intelligence on the pitch. Florian Verts comes in top. Now, he will set you back a pretty penny at the start of the game, but if he comes up for any reason on the transfer list or cheaper, definitely someone worth picking out. He's 28 years old here in 2031. At the start of the game, he's 18, playing for Bayern Leverkusen, I believe, and just look how much he's developed here in this particular save, right? First touch, dribbling, passing, technique, vision, flair, composure, anticipation, and agility. He's an elite attacking midfielder, and there's nothing this guy can't do. 7.44 on the average ratings, 10 goals and 12 assists in 2027-28, which is not bettered by him in his whole career. My scout tells me that although he might have a problem with injuries, which is a big caveat, he's been successfully retrained here as a striker. He has a balanced and normal personality, relishes big matches, and is a consistent performer. And there it is, your top 10 hidden gem attacking midfield centres. Feel free to screenshot it, write it down, go away. Tell me though how you get on with them in your saves. If you want to download the actual shortlist, that is available to the patrons for I think as little as $2. Easy peasy. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video. Peace. Oh, don't forget to watch this video actually, because if you liked hidden gems, this one's got loads of them.